Hey guys, Jim
And Steve with Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape. What's going on?
Today we're going to be teaching you how to start a landscape business. So we're going to break it down for you. If you're new to the business, you want to get into the business, you want to start your own business, we're going to try to lay out all the fundamental stuff that you're really going to need to know. So to start this off, we have this, it's a spiral basically. Everything in here just goes in a constant circle and it keeps working on the previous and the prior to go back and forth until you kind of ultimately get to where you want to be and farther. So the first thing you're going to need is confidence, and you have to have the right attitude. Now you're going into business, you have to have confidence that you can do it. You don't want to start the business and then end up getting a few months in and kind of losing your confidence, saying why did I do this, why did I start this, and kind of lose that energy. You have to have that energy right from the beginning and the right attitude to get going. And that also goes with knowing your worth and knowing your numbers. You got to know what your work's worth. You got to know what to charge. There's a lot of forums out there. You research numbers, come up with your own numbers. Some of it's a little bit of trial and error based on doing jobs. I can tell you from experience, we've done a ton of jobs that we wish we would have charged more from the beginning. But you kind of learn it over time, so it's okay to fail. But trying to get as much stuff right off the bat is the most important thing. That's what we're here to teach you to do, so you don't make the same mistakes that we did. But anyways, yeah, it's your business. It's nobody else's. It's not the customer's business. They're not going to tell you how to run your business. If there are any customers like that, just walk away. Don't work for those people. Politely walk away. But this is your business. Don't let anybody else dictate what goes on. It's your business and it's your work. So Steve, you want to talk about a little bit of equipment?
We'll talk about the equipment, but in terms of confidence and attitude, you nailed it right on the head. You got to have the utmost confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, because you're most likely coming from another job. You either had a part-time job working for another landscaper, or a full-time job could have been something random, like you're not going to be a doctor coming to become a landscaper, but you could have been, I don't know, working a 9 to 5 in an office doing paperwork or something, and you want to jump into it. You have to have confidence in yourself that you can do this. And like Jim said, this is a whole circle. So regardless if you're starting at $0 or you're at $1 million a year or $5 million a year, you're still going to use this circle, because you're still going to need equipment as you grow. You're still going to need more customers as you grow, and you're going to keep reinvesting in your business as you go from 0 all the way up to $1 million or $5 million, or the sky's the limit. That's truly what we believe in this business, is the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want. It's your business. So you can stay at $100,000 a year, or you can take it to $1 million, or you can scale it down to $50,000. You can literally do whatever you want. It's your business, nobody else's. That's a really good point. But getting on to equipment. Yeah, you're not going to go out and you're not going to spend $10,000 on a brand new mower right off the bat if you only have a few customers that live up the street from you. But you do need to start with some sort of equipment, pretty much pre-owned equipment. You're, of course, like I said, not going to just go out and start financing everything under the sun. Basically, you're going to need to go check Facebook Marketplace. Craigslist is still out there, but not many people use it, but there are some good deals still hidden on that. And, you know, there's stuff on the side of the road for sale or whatever. But you're going to want to start, if you're getting into lawn maintenance, you're going to want to start with something pre-owned. Don't go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy a brand new mower because it's $3,000 and you think you're saving $7,000 over, I don't know, buying the John Deere mower from Home Depot versus the real thing. You're gonna it's not gonna work. It's gonna last for maybe a year or two if you're gonna put it into commercial landscaping. But I mean, you can buy wheelbarrows, used or new. They're inexpensive. You can buy pitchforks and rakes, all the basics to get going. But you could be working out of the back of a little pickup truck just to start. I mean, that's where we started years ago, and we've worked our way up to where we are now. But you have to make do with what you got. So if you need to just start with a mower and a little single axle trailer to get you going, you're going to make more money working for yourself than for someone else. I mean, reliable equipment is if you can get your hands on it, depending on your financial situation. But you can buy stuff and make it reliable. And you just got to start with what you can. So you just got whatever you can afford to get your feet off the ground and get moving. That's what you need to do in terms of equipment. You want to take over and talk a little bit about customers?
Yeah, we'll move on to customers because we'll come back to the loop actually as we keep going. So you got to get some customers. Once you got your first piece of equipment, obviously you need to have some work, or maybe you started with some hand tools and you had some jobs for a customer, and now you're got a mower, or you got some sort of power equipment now. It's time to expand that equipment and put it to the test and start getting some customers and making that equipment make you money. So the first thing to start off is with your business is to get a good logo. We can't stress this enough. The logos that we wear on our shirts, that are on our trucks, that's just the start of everything, because everybody who's around here and they see our trucks, they see our trailers, they see our logo on Google, Facebook, it sticks in your head. You see the tree, you see the name. It needs to be some sort of logo, some sort of catchy thing. The days of having a landscaping name with just letters and not really anything catchy, just something scribbled on a piece of paper or something like that, those are over. It just doesn't work that way anymore. It's all about social media. It's all about having just your image has to be out there for this to work and for you to grow. So that's the first thing. Get a good logo. We had somebody on Facebook make ours. You can have any sort of website make yours. It's like $20, right?
No, it was $5.
$5.
We knew we wanted the name to be Ziggy's Lawn and Landscape. We just didn't know how we wanted to incorporate it. And there's all sorts of different design groups on Facebook. And my wife was in one of the groups and she put in the business name and someone came back and designed this with the tree built into the eye. So, I mean, it's different colors. You got the brown and the Ziggy's, and basically it goes into the stem of the tree. Up into the leaves is green, and then, I mean, it just pops when it's on. We have stickers. All the trucks are logoed, and the trailers and the equipment. I mean, we've got stickers on our notebooks. We have business cards.
Yeah.
But pretty much getting a good logo could kind of sum this whole thing up for you to get your customers if you have a good logo that everyone remembers. Of course, you have to do good work, but it starts with what are they going to remember when they need to pick the phone up and call for a service?
Yeah, exactly. And so branching off that too, off of what I said before, having just a name on letters, basic font, it's old school. Our dad did that. He had his phone number on his truck with no area code. That's just a thing of the past now. It doesn't work anymore. It's not as much word of mouth as it is social media and the internet now. That's driving everything today. So I just wanted to point that out. Advertising is a huge thing. We run a lot of Facebook advertisements. We have our name on Google, like I mentioned. I mean, when you go to look up anything, you go to look up the pizza restaurant in your town, where do you go? You go to Google. You're going to look for a landscaper, you're going to go to Google. So that's huge. Get your name out there on those things. Get some signs and flyers going. When we do our initial contract mailing, we send them, everybody gets a flyer so that they know all the types of work that we do. We've had the signs on the side of the street. We've done all that. So those are really good stuff. Like we said, you got to start where you can. You're not going to jump into this and spend thousands of dollars if you just bought your first mower. Start where you can and go as time goes on. And then do reputable work. That word of mouth, it still works today. You do a good job and then their neighbor comes out and they see the job that you did and they want you to work for them. That still works. It's not as much as it has been in the past. Just like I said, social media and Google, they're just taking over everything. But reputable work, it definitely gets you good work and more customers. And it just branches off of having a good logo too, because then if they see your work, they can remember your logo, remember your name, and then they know who to call.
Yeah, that's well put there. But I mean, basically to sum it up in terms of getting customers, getting your own advertisement, signs and flyers, it all can be done. Staples.com has a great thing with signs and flyers, postcards, business cards. You can design it on their website and then go pick it up in the store by the end of the day. And it's a very, very good price. Advertisements, like Jim said, Facebook advertisements, Google advertisements, Instagram advertisements, and just lawn signs. All advertising to get your logo out there so people remember you. And then when you do the work, make sure you do a good job and you're not cutting corners and you're not doing what you say you're going to do or whatever. But make sure it's reputable work and it comes up to here. Know your worth. Do not undercharge. Do not undercut yourself is what I'm trying to say. Is know your worth, because you're going to have equipment that you have to pay for. You're going to have insurance. You're going to have overhead, depending if you have a house, a mortgage. You have bills to pay just like everyone else. So know your worth and do not go out there to just undercut the competition by like 50% thinking you're making more than I was at my old job. You're not, because there's a lot more expenses lined up because you own your own company. This is your business, so you have to make sure those bills get paid and everything, versus working for someone else where they don't have to worry about that. You just get paid at the end of the week. I don't know, pretty much moving on, I mean, we summed up equipment. You get what you can get at first, and then you're going to be reinvesting back into your business to get better equipment. So just say you have 10 properties to start your business with. You have, I don't know, how do we want to say this? Like you live on your street right here, and you got 5 houses on the street next to you, and you got 5 houses on the street next to that. There's 10 clients to start with. You're going to have a basic mower, a weed whacker, maybe an edger, a backpack blower. Now next season comes around, and you now have 25, 30 properties. You need to possibly get another mower, maybe a little bit bigger. You're going to be reinvesting into your business this entire time from today all the way till the day you die. You're going to be reinvesting, or not the day you die, the day you retire.
Yeah.
You're going to be reinvesting.
It depends on how long you're doing
Yeah.
it. But
Us, we're going to be working till we're dead because we just love to work. But we're going to be smart once we get a little bit older. But reinvesting into the business, getting better equipment. You can finance good equipment through Sheffield and get Sheffield Financial and get good interest rates, which sometimes is 0 and sometimes a little bit more than that. But you're going to grow to the point where you're going to need employees, which are very tough to come by right now. But once you start the business, and we will talk about the LLC.
yeah.
Once you start the business, you're probably going to be just working for cash for your neighbors or whatever, depending on what your situation is. You're not going to be a legitimate business on paper, but you're going to want to form an LLC. You're going to want to get a really, really good CPA, a certified public accountant, someone that can do your taxes and know all of your numbers along with you, and know your expenses and track your profit and loss sheets and all that stuff. But they're going to guide you in the right direction on which type of business you need to form. There's endless different entities that you can form. You can form an LLC, you can be an S Corp, you can be a C Corp, sole proprietor. But basically an LLC is the most basic one if you're a sole operator, I guess.
Yes, the most general one, and it covers the most area.
Yeah, and it keeps your personal assets separate from your business assets. So if you were to ever someone have come after you, they're not going to come after your personal assets because they're covered by your LLC. They're going to come after your business. Hoping you never get into that situation, but an LLC is a great thing to have. I don't know. I mean, you can have an S Corp, a C Corp. This is all different for a whole other day with a video, but just the basic thing, an LLC would pretty much cover pretty much most of our audience that's watching today.
Yeah. And like we said, definitely get a good CPA to do this sort of stuff. We started with LegalZoom. You did back in 2015. Total pain in the butt. Yeah. You go to a CPA, they can do it on the spot and form your business within the same day. So it's pretty incredible. And then they'll do all your taxes. And usually, if you're having them do your tax work, they will form the business for free because they're getting your business. But that's just the way that works. And then it just spirals back. So you see, I drew a little thing, start here. This circle just keeps going and going and going and going. It's basically, it's to where you want to take it. It could go forever. That's where we're going right now. We're not even at the no limit yet. We're somewhere in the middle. We don't know where it's going to take us, but we're going up and up and up and up, trying to follow this circle to get to somewhere where we want to be. That's the whole point. And like we said, it just goes in a circle, and as you get better equipment, you get more customers, you reinvest more in the business, you're just going to see that success repeat over itself. So what, do you have anything else you want to wrap this up with?
I mean, but pretty much if you're starting here and you only want to go here, we'll call it in different stages. Up here, no limit means you have 25 employees, you got a guy covering each different category of your business, you got people working a front desk for you. Let's say we're somewhere in the middle. We have 3 people working for our company. We have a CPA, we have everything in order with our paperwork, we know our numbers. Let's say you're down here and you just want to stay down here, meaning maybe just one mower, you run 20 to 30 lawns a week. That's no problem. If you know your worth and you know your numbers, you can totally make a really good living off of 30 to 40 properties a week, maybe even 25 if they're priced properly and you just know your expenses. Like we said, you need business insurance. It's a must. If you fling a rock through someone's window or a car window and you take off, they're going to write a bad review on you. If you have a good logo and you have a Facebook presence and a Google presence, you're going to get a negative review. But you need to have business insurance for any situations like that. But if you know your worth and you just have everything in order, you know your expenses, because it's not just, okay, I have a mower payment and my truck takes fuel. Well, no, your truck takes fuel, it has insurance, you have business insurance, The lights that are on at your home cost money.
Payments on equipment.
Yeah, when your lawnmower needs new blades, that's expensive.
Yeah.
When it needs new tires, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When that truck transmission goes, it's just the equipment. It's just never ending. I don't know. It makes me sometimes speechless because you think about it.
Yeah.
And it's never ending in terms of expenses in the business. So you have to make sure that your numbers are on point, and you're not. If this property needs to be charged for $60, you're not doing it for 40 just to get the job, because you're not going to last very long in this business. I'll say one more thing and then you can say what to wrap it up. But there's numerous guys that are starting their business up. You see them with a pickup truck with a single axle trailer, one mower, one blower, one weed whacker. That's great and grand, but within 3 to 4 months, it's for sale on Facebook, is because they didn't know their numbers. They were chopping the competitors' rates probably by half or more, and they weren't making enough money to make it worth it for them. And then their stuff is on Facebook, and then we end up buying it probably and using it for our business. But we can make this a different color. Whoops. Make this a different color. You have to know your worth, know your numbers.
We can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah. Maybe talk real quick about Google Spreadsheets.
So we'll talk about, there's 2 things I want to talk about real quick. Is Google Spreadsheets, Google Sheets, or if you have Excel, something like that is a great way to keep track of your numbers. It's basically a built-in calculator, built-in spreadsheet. You'll really know by the end of the day what you're making. And before you even touch anybody's lawn, if you have your customers, your contracts in place, which is a different story, get your contracts in place. We have video on that. But you will know to the dollar amount what you are making if you keep a spreadsheet on every single job that you do, which is what we do. Every single day we get home from work, we get a new estimate, we get a new job. It goes right into the spreadsheet, and we know to the dollar amount what we're making before we even start working. That's really, really important. And we have our rates are on our spreadsheets, what we charge for a job. So if we get to a job, we know like that, pretty much what we're charging. There might be a little bit here and there depending on what the job entails and stuff. But it's knowing your numbers. You need to, we can't emphasize that enough.
This is the most important part on the whole board, is knowing your numbers and your logo in terms of advertising, get your name out there. But in terms of the business side of it, right here, know your numbers. The spreadsheet, you need to have an online invoicing program.
Yardbook.
As you get going, I mean, QuickBooks is great, Yardbook is great, Jobber is great. We personally use Yardbook integrated with QuickBooks. Our accountant uses the QuickBooks ends of it to keep up with everything. But we found, a good liking to Yardbook, because we can put credit cards on file. We can enter the client's weekly lawn price. We can enter their mulch, the cubic yards of mulch we use every year.
Their phone number's in there, their email's in there.
Their site map. We could check the square footage of the property. That's what we've fallen in love with, is Yardbook. And I mean, Jobber probably works great. We've never had to look into it. But like Jim said, you're going to know to the T what you're bringing in for the entire year with your spreadsheet. If you have everything, every time a contract comes in, we put it in to our Google spreadsheet, and we can total it up at the end of the day, the month, the week, whatever. We know what's coming in, but then we also have a spreadsheet for all of our expenses, for the equipment, for the house, for the utilities, for the repair bills, for the insurance. We know what's going out in our payments. We know we have sales tax payments. We know we have federal income tax. So spreadsheets is really, really get you organized. But this is it's a big circle. You can get into, we could add little branch offs here, like you need a business bank account.
Yeah.
You need a business credit card. Build up business credit, which is separate from personal credit. But that's all little branches off of here. But this is just like the basics to what you need to, starting with confidence.
Yeah.
Either getting a few customers at first, or if you find that good deal on that mower, get the mower. And then you know you have it, you can use it on your own property, and then get a couple customers. But as soon as you have a good logo and an online presence and you start advertising, there's always enough work for everyone. There could be another 10 companies in our county, and it wouldn't affect anyone, because there's so many residential and commercial properties that landscaping is always going to be a necessity.
Yeah. And then just to add to that, I just want to say, obviously we're trying to save you the heartache of failing and having that stuff. We've made plenty of mistakes. So it's all right if you make mistakes. We're trying to save you from the catastrophic mistakes that are going to put you out of business, because we've seen it around us. We've seen so many companies that the local guy down the street starts a business and then the next year he's out of business. He's
No,
done because he didn't know what he was doing.
It stinks because we know how tough it is to stay in this business, and for someone to be in and out that quick, we feel for him. It stinks. It's competition to an extent, but I mean, at the same point, there's enough work for everybody, so we'd love to see the guy down the street be successful. I mean, there's just a few mistakes you could make. Getting equipment. When I was younger, I went out and I bought it was a Toro 60-inch diesel mower with a triple bagger. It was like $18,000. And I had 30 lawns a week, and I already had a Walker mower and another used piece of equipment off of Facebook. And I financed this mower that I didn't need because it looked pretty.
Yeah.
And I was a young kid, and I just thought, hey, maybe I'll get more jobs by having this big, cool piece of equipment. And I ended up selling it because I didn't need it. It was just too big for the accounts I was using. And also getting customers. I mean, I'll just wrap around here real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Getting equipment doesn't mean finance everything under the sun. I already said this. Don't go out and finance that $18,000 mower when you only have 20 weekly lawns. It just doesn't make sense. A mistake we made with getting customers is don't get every single customer that lives and breathes on this earth.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you are charging correctly and you're knowing your worth. Do not get customer A for $50 and then the next door neighbor charge $20 just because they're next door. Every customer is different. Every property is different. Don't get 300 lawn accounts and not charge properly when you could have 100 lawn accounts and have them all priced correctly, making the same money as if you had 300. And then reinvesting in your business. We've made mistakes. Like we said, it comes back to equipment probably, where we've just purchased or financed stuff that we just didn't need, and we've got it down to a scale now where pretty much everything is paid off. I think there's 2 loans in the business for the Skag leaf blower, the windstorm, and one of the enclosed trailers, and that's
There's not much on them.
Yeah. Before that, I was financing everything under the sun, and it just wasn't smart. So reinvest in your business, but be smart with it. And then once again, at the end of the day, when you go to sleep after you ran through all of this whole circle, go to sleep with confidence and a good attitude about the business, and wake up every single morning knowing that you can do something better, and that there's no limit. The sky is the limit. Yeah. The sky is the limit. So you just need to have confidence in yourself that you're going to do a good job and that you can keep growing your business and that you can do it. That should be underlined too. You can do it.
Yeah.
If we can do it, you guys can do it. And if you're hesitant about doing it, just take the leap and just go for it. We know a lot of friends that were working maybe for another company, or they were just doing a job that was their college degree and they ended up hating it, and they're like, hey, should I start this business? I'm thinking about going into landscaping or this or that. And we encouraged them to do it. We had a friend last year that was thinking of getting out of the business because he didn't know his numbers, and he just didn't know his numbers. He didn't know his worth. He wasn't charging enough, and we got him to stay in the business just by talking to him, being a little bit more motivating. But waking up every single morning with confidence and a really good attitude about the day, even if it's pouring rain out, you have to always have the highest confidence level that you're the best and you can be better.
Yeah. That pretty much wraps it up. So we can make more videos like this and go deep into detail. Mm-hmm. Like, what kind of equipment should I start off with? We can make that a new video because I'm sure we have our opinion on what we would start with. Mm-hmm. There's a million options. There's this business. There's 10,000 different options at least on how to do it. But if you follow this as your general guidance, you will be successful. But once again, we'll make more videos like this if you guys want to see more instructional videos and kind of get the whiteboard out and draw some stuff. But you got anything else to say? I
mean, hopefully this video blows up, and if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if it helped you, even if one pointer helped you. Say this pointer helped you, nothing else helped you. If you got one good positive out of this video, a thumbs up would be great. And turn the notification bell on because we are trying to post, daily now, right?
Almost.
Our videos. And check back at our older videos. We did a lot of this office type stuff over the winter time as we were getting into this season, and now it's back to equipment and jobs and stuff. But if anybody has specific video requests, like Jim just said, questions about equipment, hey, make a video on this. Sure, no problem. We have time after work or on the weekends. We'll make a specific video just on this, where we could show you on Facebook the group we use to get our logo, and some like examples of advertisements and
what our
flyers.
advertisement would look like and stuff like that.
Or any other video requests, we're more than happy to help.
So Yeah, that's pretty much it though.
Yeah.
Definitely stay tuned for all of our other videos. Like we said, posting almost daily. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep, we'll see you in the next one. And then check out our Instagram and our TikTok. We throw a couple up a day on that. It's cool little clips of the day. But see you in the next one.